Alright guys, we're back with another video, and today it's gonna be about how other people are gonna be perceiving you, getting in your way, trying to kind of shut you down, stop you from achieving what it is you're meant to do. Now, when it comes to these types of people, at the end of the day, you are going to fall into the right group depending on what person you are. Now, you've got to actively put yourself into the right group, but if you're at the top of your game and you're working your hardest, you're in great physical shape, you're going to fall into the group with the right people because you're making the right choices. So don't be scared by the fact that you're not as good of friends with people that you were with when you were in school, or don't be afraid of that kind of thing, because there's a difference between being lonely and being alone. You can be alone. Being alone is fine because you've still got your parents, you've still got your family, but you just don't have those really close friends that you need to spend time with. But it may not be a part of what you do at the minute. You can be that lone wolf if needed. But the best thing you can do is make sure you're around the right people to help you progress. Now, the right group itself is going to just monumentally change your life, your way of thinking, how you perceive life, money, fitness, how you go about your day-to-day life. Everything will change. It's massive, as long as you're around the right people. But if you're around the wrong people, they are going to do all they can to stop you from achieving better things. They're going to see that you have potential and see that you are hungry, and they're going to do what they can to shut that off. Because a lot of people that you may grow up with, they'll realize that you and them are in the exact same situation. They had all the same opportunities as you did. They had all the same chances and choices to make, and yet you come out on top and you end up successful. Now, that if I found out that someone who came from the exact same situation as me, had all the exact same opportunities, but came out a 10 times better person, there's no excuses for me there. The only thing I can say to that is he worked harder. That person did more than I did. They put themselves out there more, they worked harder, and they achieved more. So if you came from a background and someone else had the exact same opportunities, they made the exact same choices, but they didn't come out as well as you, they have no excuses. All they can say is that they failed in comparison to what you've done. They failed in comparison. They haven't done as well as they could have. They haven't put their all into that mission. And that's a scary thought when you actually think about it. Having to see something as in looking at what someone else has achieved, and you had all the exact same opportunities, but you still didn't achieve it. It's remarkable how much it'll change. Because it'll make you think about, are you working hard enough constantly? If you've got that person that you know it was in the same situation and is just making the right choices constantly, then you can use that as motivation to push yourself further and to keep yourself going. Because you have that motivation of, I want to be better than that person. I want to beat them as often and as much as I can so that I am better. And the only way I can do that is by making all the right decisions. Now, going back to other people and how they're going to perceive you, how they're going to think about you, the majority of people at first, they're not going to trust in the process. Family, friends, they're not going to view what you're doing as something that's going to work. But then when the results start to come in, there'll be a flick of a switch. They'll start to realize this is going to work for him. He's put in that effort for a long time and he didn't get any results. But now that he's getting results, I see that it's going to work. Those people, they needed that proof to see that it would work. But even then, they're going to have doubts. The majority of the time, you could spend months and months creating a business, And then you finally sign that first client, or you finally make that first deal. And then they'll have reason, they'll still have reasons, the haters will still have reasons to be hateful, to have negative thoughts about your business or whatever it is you do. They'll say, oh, well, it's going to fall through, or you've only got one client, or you're still a newbie to business, you've only been doing it for a couple months, or you still have no experience. They'll still find something to hate on you for. And that once you realise that there are tons of people out there who just cannot fathom actually doing something themselves, so they sit around and they hate on other people that are doing better than them, then you start to realise, well, this is fine. This is worth what's going to happen. And I heard a quote from, I can't remember who it was from, but it was an amazing quote, and it was, if you want to achieve something, then you've got to be willing to hurt other people's feelings. If you want to be known, then you've got to understand that you're going to be hated. But if you don't want to hurt anyone's feelings, then you've got to do nothing, be nothing, have nothing. But if you want those things, you're going to have to hurt people's feelings. There are going to be some people out there who are going to get hurt, who are going to get hurt from what it is you do and be upset about what it is you do, who are going to hate on what it is you do. So you've got to kind of shut them out and focus fully on what it is that you should be doing, and then how you can help the close people in your life. Because if I get a YouTube comment, I don't know practically all my viewers. So if someone comments something negative, in all honesty, I don't know you, so I don't care. But if you comment something positive, then it's great, because it just helps me even more. But the negative comments I don't care about, because I'll see them, I'll look at them. If they're asking a question that's fairly negative, I'll try and answer it in a positive way. But if it's something I just genuinely don't like the look of, then I just don't care. I'll ignore it. I might even delete the comment. I just don't give a fuck. When it comes to people hating, it just reminds me of the more people that hate just shows you that there's even more people that are enjoying your journey, that are saying that they like it, that are enjoying it, that are supporting you on what you're doing. So if you stay consistent and if you keep working at something, you're going to come out the end with having seen a lot of people saying, I don't like what you do, I don't agree with it, or they'll always find something to hate about. But when you come out the other end, you'll have the knowledge that there are people out there that don't like it, but you'll also have the knowledge that it was way more valuable to you, that you kept going, that you pushed through, and that you ignored what it was that those people said. Because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. You are the reason you're going to be successful. If they don't care about your well-being, if they don't care about maybe you getting ill, or you being sick, or you missing up on training, then why on earth would they care about you? Why on earth should you care about what they say if they don't give a fuck about you? I try to keep my circle very close now. It's family and close friends. And that's all I want it to be, because that's the truth about what it should be. It should just be the people you care about. And if it's someone new, you can let them in, you can kind of trial them and figure out who they are. But if they're going to bring something negative into your group, then there's no point in having them around. So in the description, we got a link to the Telegram and to the Instagram. So shoot me a message on Instagram. I answer messages on there weekly. And yeah, see you in the next video.